Kelly Kleinman here in beautiful Camarillo, California. Today we're going to talk to Mr. Rusty West. He is the chairman and president of MarketScan. He's got a lot to say. We've got a lot to learn. Let's get going. Let's discuss MarketScan's mission and your vision. What are you trying to accomplish from a business perspective, and what's the there, so to speak, of what the kind of difference you're trying to make in the automotive industry?
The whole company was founded under the premise that there's only one scientifically perfect solution to any automotive transaction, and any solution that's less than perfect simply won't do. And so that's our goal, is to provide perfect solutions to all these transactions. The result of that is a consumer can shop online with any technology that we power, and we're powering 40 or 50 different technologies right now, and they can get quoted a payment online that's an accurate payment that's identical to the payment that they'll see every step of their journey if every technology that they're touching is powered by MarketScan's MScan API product, including in the dealership. The goal is to have consumers have a perfect experience, have lending institutions have the ability to create programs that can be shared with the consumer that the consumer wants to take advantage of, and have the dealership have the ability to replicate that in the store to the penny when the consumer comes in.
We're going to get into the product slate in a couple of moments. Let's talk about core values. And I'm just kind of curious if the current core values are the same as they were, a virtual reflection of the same core values at the point of inception, or has something changed over the years?
They're the same, and core values I think are the ones that my dad beat into me when I was young, hard work, honesty, morality, but also
humor.
Yeah, humor. I've been doing this a little over 30 years, and I come in every day, not because I have to, but because I love to. And we've got a great team of people that we work with. A lot of our employees have been with us over 15 years. And then we also have a whole bunch of new team members because we're growing. But it's got to be a fun place to work, so we work hard, play hard.
What adjustments has the company made over the years in terms of strategic direction to stay ahead of the curve, so to speak?
The biggest shift for us was, there's been two, right? Originally, all of the data that we aggregated manually. When I say we, in the early days, it was me, so I never slept. And as the company grew, at one time we had well over 100 people, maybe 150 people in a data entry department, manually entering data. I'm sitting here doing this with my hand, manually entering data. And that was very expensive, and it was time-consuming and prone to errors, right? So if data was entered manually, it had to be done twice. So we undertook a monstrous project, which was, let's automate the aggregation of this data electronically, which meant we had to literally write programs that could ingest the data from every format that was out there, and we did, and that took lots of millions of dollars and lots of years to accomplish. So when we had that, then we ended up with a system where we've got maybe 20 highly talented analysts that manage these software packages that we've developed, and we continue to evolve those products as new lenders come into the play. But we've got a much smaller team. It gives us a much more accurate, much more timely, and much more robust data set than we could ever do manually. And then the second big shift for us was making the transition from powering our own products to powering other companies' products, other technologies' products.
So with the new automation, how have new product offerings come about? Faster, quicker, better?
Yeah, so it's been interesting, right? We when we figured out how to aggregate everything electronically, it freed us up to do other things. And as we've gone through the process, we learned from a digital retailing standpoint, the requirements are different than serving the needs of just a car dealership. So we have to always take into consideration the lending institutions, the the manufacturers get all the rebates and incentives, and all the municipalities for the taxation. But the one piece that we kind of took for granted with a dealer-facing product that we realized was never exposed to digital retailing products, to other technologies, was the dealer class of data. So we built a system where we can aggregate all the terms and conditions under which a dealership's willing to sell their vehicles, what lending institutions are signed up with, what fees they charge, what their inventory looks like, what their quoting rules on that inventory. And it makes it to where anybody in the digital retailing space can quote an accurate payment that it accurately reflects what the dealership's willing to do, not just what they think the dealership might be willing to do. And that's made a huge difference for us.
Yeah, it makes sense. How has Market Scan grown and adjusted to marketplace business drivers?
Gosh, the API product has been, MScan API has been really interesting. When everybody started getting in the digital retailing space and we started getting traction, it was kind of like Field of Dreams. We had this vision where if we build it, they will come. Sure. And we didn't know it was going to take this long for them to come, but now they're coming in droves. This past month was the biggest payment calculation month we've had, and we quoted 3.2 billion penny certain payments last month. So that's over 100 million payments a day that we're calculating, and it's for companies that are all over the place, so that's been kind of the biggest growth part for us, is this digital retailing space.
Now, we've been teasing them with products.
Right.
Let's talk about culture and give us a little view on what the culture is like here at Market Scan.
It's a wonderfully dysfunctional family. And I say that jokingly, right? Sure. We're very, very much a family. If you make it here 6 months, you're pretty much a lifer. And and it's great. And we have all walks of life, right? I mean, we have people on our data entry team that aren't quite 5 feet tall, and we've got one guy who's almost 7 feet tall, and they work together, and it's great, and it's funny to watch them, But it is a family. It's kind of zen.
So tell us a little bit about the mix. You have some long-term employees. You have some relatively new employees. Talk to us about how you've assembled that team, what you look for.
So we've got about a dozen people who have been with us for well over a decade. When the 2007 crash happened, we really went into survival mode and development mode. So we went down to a very small core group. And we've grown. We're 55, 60 employees now. And the initial part of that growth was pretty slow. So we added a few people here and there as we needed them. And then in the last year, we've more than doubled our size. And we're looking for, there's 3 criteria for us. The very first one is the culture fit. Are you going to enjoy working here? Are we going to enjoy working with you? And if that's a fit, then the other 2 pieces are, do you have the ability to do the tasks, and can you do them well? And does the mathematics make sense? Sure. Where are you willing to work for what the job pays? Yeah. And if all 3 of those are a yes, it typically works out. So it's been interesting.
Thank you, Rusty.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure meeting with you and having this conversation.
Thanks.
Great success in the future.
I appreciate it.